Question 1. Which of the following right-of-way rules is false? A. At an intersection where there is no stop sign, yield sign, or traffic signal, drivers must yield to vehicles coming from the left. At an intersection where there is no stop sign, yield sign, or traffic signal, drivers must yield to vehicles coming from the right. If you want to pass DMV test in first time, you can download our iOS app for free. App contains 120,000 plus permit test questions, 523 plus cheat sheet questions, 350 plus traffic road signs, official handbook and FAQ. Includes all 51 states test. Even 98.5% people pass their test first time after using our app. You can find link in the description. Download app for free from App Store, which contains latest 2024 material licensed by official DMV team. Get 3 days free trial for a limited time. Let's get back to the video. Question 2. Before changing lanes on a freeway, you should signal for at least B. 5 seconds. Before changing lanes on a freeway, you should signal for at least 5 seconds. Question 3. If you are approaching a stop sign, you must C. Stop at the solid white limit line. If you are approaching a stop sign, you must stop at the solid white limit line, also known as a stop line. If there is no limit line, stop before entering the crosswalk on your side of the intersection. Question 4. What is California's minimum age requirement for an adult driver license? C. 18. A California resident must be at least 18 years of age to obtain an adult driver license. Question 5. If a pedestrian is in a marked or unmarked crosswalk, you must C. Yield to the pedestrian. Yield the right-of-way to pedestrians crossing at intersections and crosswalks. Whether a pedestrian is in a marked or unmarked crosswalk, you are required to yield to the pedestrian. Question 6. If your vehicle breaks down and you cannot get it completely off the road, where should you stop? A. Where your vehicle can be seen from behind. If your vehicle breaks down and you cannot get it completely off the road, stop where your vehicle can be seen from behind. Question 7. When you turn left from a one-way street onto another one-way street, you should turn into B. Any safely open lane. To turn left from a one-way street onto another one-way street, begin the turn from the left lane and make the turn into any lane that is safely open. Note that in some other states, you may be required to turn into the left lane. Question 8. Things that can distract your attention from the road include text messaging and talking on the phone. Anything that draws your attention away from the road can distract you. Some examples of distractions while driving are text messaging, talking on the phone, dealing with children, and lighting a cigarette. Question 9. A California driver under the age of 21 who is convicted of keeping alcoholic beverages in his or her vehicle may be fined up to C. $1,000. If you are a driver under the age of 21 and are convicted of keeping alcoholic beverages in your vehicle, the court may suspend your driver license for 1 year and order you to pay a fine of up to $1,000. The state of California may also impound your vehicle for up to 30 days. Question 10. A driver in front of you is signaling with his or her hand and arm pointing upward. This driver wants to A. Turn right. You may use your vehicle's signal lights or hand signals. If the signal lights are not working or if bright sunlight makes them hard to see, use hand signals. A driver in front of you who signals with his or her hand and arm pointing upward is about to turn right. Question 11. If a tire suddenly goes flat while you're driving, you should B. Hold the steering wheel tightly and keep the vehicle straight. If a tire suddenly goes flat, hold the steering wheel tightly and keep the vehicle going straight. Do not brake hard. Slow down gradually. Take your foot off the gas pedal and use the brakes lightly. Question 12. What type of sign is this? B. Yield. This is a yield sign, a red and white triangle pointing downward. It indicates that drivers must slow down and be ready to stop, if necessary, to let any vehicle or pedestrian pass. Question 13. If you start to skid, C. Do both of the above. If your rear wheels start to skid, stay calm, ease your foot off the gas, and carefully steer in the direction of the skid. In other words, if the rear of your vehicle skids left, steer left. If the rear of your vehicle skids right, steer right. Avoid braking. The vehicle may possibly overshoot and start to skid in the opposite direction. To prevent this, steer in the opposite direction as soon as your vehicle starts to straighten out. This procedure, known as steering into the skid, will bring the rear of your vehicle into line with the front. Question 14. If a driver extends his or her left arm out horizontally, it indicates that the driver is going to C. Make a left turn. If a driver extends his or her left arm out horizontally, it means that the driver is going to make a left turn. Question 15. Which of these signs indicates a hospital ahead? B. Blue and white signs direct you to services such as gas, food, motels, and hospitals. Sign B indicates a hospital ahead. Question 16. N space is the connection of a freeway to a road or another freeway by a series of ramps. C. Interchange. An interchange is the connection of a freeway to a road or another freeway by a series of ramps. The connecting roadways allow you to leave one road and enter another safely without disrupting the flow of traffic. Question 17. You may only drive for space in a center left turn lane. C. 200 feet. You may only drive for 200 feet in a center left turn lane. Never use this lane for passing. Question 18. If your parked car rolls away and hits another unattended vehicle, you should A. Report the incident to the police. If you hit a parked vehicle or other property, you must leave a note with your name and address, the name and address of the owner of your vehicle, and a description of the collision. Securely attach it to the vehicle or property you hit. Report the collision to the city police or, in unincorporated areas, to the California Highway Patrol, CHP. Question 19. If a blind pedestrian with a white cane or a guide dog is waiting at a crosswalk, you should B. Stop your vehicle within 5 feet of the crosswalk. Blind pedestrians rely on the sound of your vehicle to alert them to your vehicle's presence. Therefore, it is important that you stop your vehicle within 5 feet of the crosswalk. Drivers of hybrid or electric vehicles must remain especially aware that the lack of engine noise may lead a blind pedestrian to believe there are no vehicles nearby. Question 20. This sign warns you about C. A winding road. This warning sign warns you about a winding road. A winding road has at least 3 curves. Question 21. In California, the speed limit for a blind intersection is A. 15 miles per hour. An intersection is considered blind if there are no stop signs on any corner and you cannot see for 100 feet in either direction during the last 100 feet before crossing. In California, the speed limit for going through a blind intersection is 15 miles per hour. Question 22. A cross-hatched area adjacent to a designated disabled parking space. A. Is a no parking area. A cross-hatched, diagonal lines, area adjacent to a designated disabled parking space is a no parking area. Question 23. A yield sign indicates that a driver must slow down and be prepared to space if a vehicle or pedestrian with the right-of-way is approaching from another direction. B. Stop. A yield sign indicates that you must slow down and be prepared to stop if a vehicle or pedestrian with the right-of-way is approaching from another direction. Question 24. You can make a left turn on a red light. C. Only from a one-way street onto another one-way street. Left turns at a red light can only be made from a one-way street onto a left-moving, one-way street, and only if there is no sign to prohibit the turn. Yield to pedestrians, bicyclists, and other vehicles moving on their green light. Note, the laws on left turns at a red light may be different in some other states. Question 25. What does this sign mean? A. A pedestrian crosswalk is ahead, vehicles must yield. This figure means that a pedestrian crosswalk is ahead. Drivers must yield to pedestrians. Question 26. What is the first thing you should do during an enforcement stop? A. A turn on your right turn signal. Turning on your right turn signal lets the officer know that you recognize his or her presence. Do not stop on the center median. Question 27. A California minor may have his or her driver license cancelled at any time by C. A parent or legal guardian. In California, a parent or guardian has the legal authority to cancel a minor's driver license. Question 28. This warning sign represents C. The end of a divided highway. This warning sign indicates the end of a divided highway. Question 29. What does this sign indicate? B. You can only go straight. This sign indicates that all vehicles must go straight. No turn from this lane is allowed. Question 30. At an intersection, you should yield to another vehicle. C. In both of the above situations. You should yield in each of the situations described. If you reach an intersection, yield to vehicles that reach the intersection first, that are just starting to enter the intersection, or that are already in the intersection. If you and another vehicle reach the intersection at about the same time, yield if the vehicle is on your right. Question 31. If you are a California driver under 21 years of age and are convicted of consuming alcohol, your driver license will be suspended for how many years? A. 1. If a person 13 to 20 years of age is convicted of consuming alcohol, his or her instruction permit or driver license will be suspended for 1 year. If the individual does not yet have a driver license, the California DMV will delay his or her eligibility for one. Question 32. When driving on a one-way street with 3 or more lanes of traffic, you should use A. The outside lanes for turning and the center lanes for through travel. On a one-way street with 3 or more lanes of traffic, you should use the center lanes for through travel and the outside lanes for turning. Question 33. Locked wheel skids are usually caused by C. Braking too hard at a high speed. If you brake hard at a high speed, the force of the brakes may exceed the tire's grip of the road. The wheels will lock and the vehicle will skid, no matter which way the steering wheel is turned. To recover from the skid, take your foot off the brake pedal to unlock the wheels. Then straighten the front wheels as the vehicle begins to straighten out. Slow the vehicle gradually until you are at a safe speed to continue driving. Question 34. When merging into freeway traffic, who has the right of way? B. The freeway traffic. When merging into freeway traffic, the traffic already on the freeway has the right of way. Question 35. A center lane between lanes of traffic traveling in opposite directions may be designated for A. Left turns only. A center lane between lanes of traffic traveling in opposite directions may be designated for left turns, and U-turns where permitted. This type of lane is called a center left turn lane. It is marked by parallel solid and broken yellow lines and is sometimes accompanied by white arrows on the pavement. Question 36. While a minor holds a California instruction permit, his or her driving must be supervised by a licensed driver who may be C. Either of the above. While a minor holds a California instruction permit, his or her driving must be supervised by a licensed driver who is 1. A driving instructor, 2. The driver's parent, legal guardian, or spouse, or 3. Another licensed driver 25 years of age or older. This person must be seated close enough to the driver to take control of the vehicle if necessary. Question 37. What is the most common traffic conviction for young California drivers? C. Speeding. In California, about half of all teenage traffic convictions are for speeding. Question 38. When you approach a roundabout, you must enter to the space of the central island. A. Right. A roundabout is an intersection control device with traffic circulating counterclockwise around an island. Approaching vehicles must yield to the traffic already in the circle. Always enter to the right of the central island. Question 39. In California, a minor under the age of space may not work at a job that requires him or her to drive for pay. A. 18. By California law, a minor under the age of the 18th of may not work as a driver for pay. Question 40. Nearly, space. Of California drivers between the ages of 15 and 19 are convicted of at least one traffic violation in their first year behind the wheel. C. 40%. If you want to pass DMV test in first time, you can download our iOS app for free. App contains 120,000 plus permit test questions, 523 plus cheat sheet questions, 350 plus traffic road signs, official handbook and FAQ. Includes all 51 states test. Even 98.5% people pass their test first time after using our app. You can find link in the description. Download app for free from App Store, which contains latest 2024 material licensed by official DMV team. Get 3 days free trial for a limited time.